When I joined the United Coalition of Interstellar Investigators, or UCII for short, I didn't expect it to be as, well, life-changing as it turned out to be. At first, I was just a standard field ops specialist, watching over an old shipyard that world governments utilize for scrap. We were a pretty big organization, but we always worked in teams of 7 or 9, usually operating as security or research teams. I was in both roles in my department, however. I could work my way around a lab like I was raised in it, but I also knew my ways with a rifle. Semi-automatics were always my cup of tea. Pretty cracked shot, if I do say so myself. But it was one fateful trip that changed the course of my life forever. Years back, we scanned a planet that was floating off in the middle of deep space. Nothing on it at all. I mean, there couldn't be. That is, until we got some odd readings from the planet's core. This planet wasn't supposed to even have an atmosphere. Somehow, it did. Geological data showed that the planet was being terraformed by an unseen force, something that we couldn't detect. The Coalition's leaders decided to send a small team to the planet's surface to explore possible signs of alien life. But what we discovered was something more than just aliens. My team and I have been to space many, many times. The only time I ever really saw physical change in someone, however, was the time we got nearly pulled into a black hole. Roscoe, poor guy, nearly had his eye contort from his head. It wasn't pretty. But when we landed on that rock, we were not only surprised by the flourishing ecosystem that had somehow managed to form itself on that planet, but we were also surprised about how we were changing as well. Crystal was our biological analyzer on that trip. That germaphobe of a woman wouldn't dare let an opportunity to study the change of our bodies slip away. It was odd. It wasn't like we were sick or had any sort of unknown bacteria in our system. It was as if our DNA was being completely restructured. It only accelerated when we were asleep. Crystal stated that it seemed our blood cells were being flooded with some sort of matter that could only exist in the vacuum of space. In short, we had mystical space powers. Of course, we didn't know that at the time, but Crystal heavily alluded to it. Wouldn't be the first time that she was cryptic with us about something. Me, on the other hand, I was too busy studying the energy fields and how the planet seemed to be more machine than rock. During my surveys, I discovered that the surface of the planet was synthetically made, meaning that someone or something was quite literally making this planet. So what did I do? I delved deeper into the planet. Literally. I would send many drones down into the ravines to collect samples of sediments or any other kinds of materials, just to see if I could carbon date the planet's origins. Possibly its shepherds. Roscoe, being the gung-ho type of guy he is, decided to one day blow a hole in the side of a mountain that blocked our path during a research expedition. But when he did, it revealed something none of us would have expected. Amongst the rubble of rock that I had studied prior, there was metal. Metal that looked like it was 3D printed and meshed in with the rock itself. After studying the compounds in the metal, I deduced that this material wasn't naturally made. Rather, it was made by the same structure as a 3D printer would back on Earth. Only, it was much more complex, as if it wasn't a human that made it. But at first, I asked myself, what is doing all of this? I guess I just didn't expect my answer to be as catastrophic as it turned out to be. And done. Alright. Just gotta wait for Robert to reboot the systems now. Should be all set. hell was that? Okay. I gotta get back to base. That couldn't have been anything good. Roscoe, Crystal, Robert, anyone read? Damn it. Blocked out, I can't get through. Guys, I'm here. What happened? What happened while I was gone? What the hell? Who was that? Who just talked? Good. Roscoe and Graves are still in this fight. I gotta help them as much as I can. What the hell's happening? Who were those guys? I gotta see if anyone's still alive. After I regrouped with the others, I was met with a sight I really wish I could have prevented. Right there, lying in Crystal's arms, was Robert's lifeless body. Crystal was distraught and was undoubtedly inconsolable. Roscoe and I pretty much had to pry his body from her arms just so UCII could get him back to his family. But Robert, being the overachiever he was, managed to get back the data logs that I wanted just as hostile forces attacked. In Crystal's eyes, he didn't die in vain. Granted, Roscoe believed otherwise. Me? Well, I agree on both fronts. Well, yes, getting the data back was groundbreaking and it unlocked a lot of doors for us. It didn't require a life to be lost in the process, especially such a good friend as Robert. That being said, I couldn't help but look into what he found. What Robert discovered is that this planet was fully created by something other than natural formations. Like, as if another race was making this planet from the core up. What really stood out to me, however, was the fact that the planet was sending out some sort of minor signal pertaining to that of a computer. Almost like binary. And within that code, we deciphered a name. The Navigator. I decided to reach out to my brother over on the Alpha Centauri station on the lunar surface. Granted, it took a few days to establish contact with him. But given the fact that they just took out our satellites, the only way that we can communicate was via text message. I know, a little bit weird. I was hoping he can give me some insight on to what these aliens wanted and what could have possibly made this planet that I'm currently standing on. managed to salvage a communication array from one of the downed ships that these aliens used. And I managed to get in contact with one of the alien leaders. Let's just say, he wasn't too pleasant. And he wasn't really happy to see me. I just want to discuss peace. We're researchers, not soldiers. You attacked us unprovoked.
Your weapons say otherwise, as well as your
Well, if we didn't have them, your unprovoked attack would have killed me and my team. So I don't really think you have the right to talk here.
You think I don't know who you are? I've been around longer than you've been alive, child. The NCI only tells who take what is ours.
Take what's yours? You clearly didn't make this planet. Something else did, and clearly it's trying to kill you.
You don't think I've never given her a reason for us to attack? The NCI doesn't care. And it will start to care when we strike your planet Earth.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves and do anything rash. I think some introductions are in order. First off, I'll give my name. I'm Takeo Uchihara. What's your name?
My name's not needed in this context. What the NCI did to me, they will pay. And I'll work for it.
What do you mean, what NCII did to you? What exactly did they do to you? Do you mind telling me?
Your people left mark, left for dead on a planet far outside the Orthodox. And you think that I would forget? No, they will learn the way that we suffered. They will learn the way that we evolved.
Listen, trust me when I say this. Striking Earth is not going to help you. It's not going to bring the ones you lost. It's not going to bring them back. Trust me, I would know. But please, see reason in this. You're only going to get more people killed if you decide to strike Earth at first.
Why would it take a war to bring words for the NCI tools themselves? Why would I take your word for anything?
Because I'm the only one who can find out how to seek justice for you and your people. Please, give me a chance with this. After agreeing to call off the attack on Earth, NCII forces repelled the remaining fleet as it was outside Earth's orbit. This was now known in the history books as the 2-Hour War. Courtesy of me, of course. Thankfully, I talked one of the leaders into the race called Sharash, as they call themselves, to come with me as a representative to discuss some peace between our people. The accords went rather smoothly, actually. NCII paid in full for what happened with the Sharash, and justice was given to them. But as the months drew on, some Sharash splinters broke off from the main force and became rebels. Thinking peace between Earth and their home world was heresy against their navigator. Well, yes, we had peace for the time being. The question still remained. Who created that planet? What was happening to our bodies as we continued exploring deep space? And most importantly, who was the navigator? Now, while I don't have these answers right now, I know the stars hold the answers that I need. And hopefully, Zetsu can give me something that I can work with. But for the time being, I'm going to focus on my studies. Focus on myself and see what's happening to my body. See if I can't figure out a way to circumvent it. If it's a negative change, I don't want it. But if it's a positive change, then maybe I'll need it. We'll see. This is Takeo Uchihara, signing off.